What's up, guys? We're back. I'm still sleepy, but it's fine. I'm gonna leave my rambling for the end this time. We're gonna get right into it. Because you're still here, I'm still here, she's still here, and you're not allowed to leave. Those are the rules. Today we're talking about something that I'm sure you've all seen on TikTok in the past week or so, but even further back than that I can remember seeing them, which is this TikTok, self-proclaimed TikTok boy band of boy Throb. Now, I find this interesting for a lot of reasons. Number one, I'd say boy bands have largely fell out of popularity in the past decade. So, interesting career choice, but it is what it is. Also, interesting choice is that they're all early mid-20s. They're not the age that boy band members normally are. I guess actually, let's look up how old was One Direction when they started. See, because at least Google is telling me that they were all 16 to 18. And looks like mostly it was 17. Which just means that they're older than what your typical boy band would be, and dare I say that makes them a regular band. But we're not here to criticize them. I actually think that they're at least what they're putting on is what they're attempting to do is good. So we have 4 members here. We have, and I so severely apologize, I don't know if I know how to pronounce all of their names. I did not look it up before right now. Evian, Papier, Darshan, who did not have a last name on this website for some reason that I got their names from. So I don't know what it is. That's interesting. Anthony Key and Zachary Sabania. So those are our 4 members of this band. Now, their kind of whole deal that they have going here is that they are attempting to get their 4th member, Darshan, into the United States on a visa. Because he is currently in India and can't come to the United States. So they're attempting to prove their legitimacy to the United States government by being a boy band, which is an interesting take on, I'm not gonna lie, I have no idea on how to get visas, so I'm not touching any of that bit. I don't know what it takes to do that. I don't know if this is a viable option. I have to assume it's not for everybody, but it seems to be going pretty decently for them. But it seems like a more complicated way, but maybe it's not. I don't know, and I did not check. So maybe becoming a self-proclaimed TikTok boy band is the good option. Maybe that is how you do it. Who knows? Maybe we'll see a rise in TikTok boy bands in the coming years if he makes it, because to my knowledge he's still not here. It's not successful yet. So he's applying for an O1 US visa, which requires the person to have an extraordinary ability in some area. So science, athletics, music, which is the one they're going for. Which is odd because to my knowledge, that's not something that requires a media following. Also, if it did, I think he was decently popular doing Instagram comedy stuff prior. Darshan was, in terms of our man who's trying to make it to the United States. So I don't quite understand why this was the choice, or why that's pretty much always how they start their videos. They're and we're trying to get our 4th member Darshan here so that way we can all be together and we can perform. And that's that's a good cause. But I'm is that how that works? Am I supposed to know? Probably. I'm the one talking. But, I suppose one day I'll find out. That day is not today. Because today is a sleepy day. So they got their start here a while back with this video that got released of them performing at a retirement home, and Darshan was on Skype. And it's a choice, because basically their theming that they're going for here is they all wear these matching pink tracksuits with bright yellow sneakers, and it's just really a look. I guess it's for recognizability. I could get behind that. I could see where they're going there. I understand you. It is a very, very loud combo, I would say. But, you know, to each their own. That's not something I would do, but, you know, if it works out, it works out. That's just how it goes. So they originally did a lot of, like, I don't know if they count as, like, covers or parodies of music, like popular music. So I don't know if they did covers, but I do know that they did, like, parodies where they would just, like, change some of the lyrics that are like, and now we want Darshan in the US with us. It would be so nice if you let him come. Which is, like, a cute idea. You know what? I'll give it to them. That's cute. It's got a nice little premise there. Basically, the way that I was reading a couple of different articles about this, and one of them, and a pretty consistent way that they went, is they have Darshan for the high notes, which is funny because that's kind of another thing in addition to their tracksuits, is like how they do their theming is that they've got their whole look, but it's also got, they'll be like the three of them will be doing like the more main bit, and then we'll have Darshan come in like a green screen superimposed into the video, which I don't know how to do, and I think we all are aware of that through my editing, which is basically non-existent. He'll come in and he'll do like the high notes, and then he just ends with like a heart, which is very nice. I don't know, I'm going to do a brief search on how many followers they're at right now. Boy Throb number of followers. They've got over 1.3 million on TikTok, and more than 8,000 on Instagram. So, which is odd because I feel like I remember them saying something that's like, we need 1 million followers to get there, but I don't know. Anyways, the group met online because that's where they all had somewhat of an online presence beforehand, primarily making music, making like just content, you know. Two of them, Evan and Anthony, met because they both unsuccessfully auditioned for American Idol. They did not make it on American Idol. I think Anthony's audition was actually pretty popular though. It got like leaked even though he was rejected. I don't know if it was good popular or bad popular. I didn't look it up. That's a you thing. If you want to do that on your own time. I'm kind of out of points here, I'm not gonna lie. I am sleepy and I did not do enough research. I need to come up with my tomorrow topic. The one thing that really puts me off is the fact that this is another thing, I don't think they did this, but their fans refer to themselves as either Throbbers or Throb Mob, and both of those are awful. Mostly just to be honest. Oh, I think I got distracted. They have made 3 songs of their own. I don't remember what their what titles are. Boy Throb songs. Can I just get a song list? So they have released 3 songs. They released a song called Finger on December 12th, 2025. Can't Stop the Throb released on February 21st, 2026. Number One Boy released April 3rd, 2026. And see, that's the thing, is I think what it all comes down to for me is that I do not like their naming choice. I don't think it's a vibe. Mostly just because, like, let's say everything works out and they are a popular boy band here in like a year. You're really gonna make people go, I'm really into Boy Throb. Like, One Direction is a stupid name, but it's not like weird. Like, you'd be embarrassed to say that, but you'd be embarrassed to say that because you're admitting that you like One Direction, you know? This, you'd be like, I have to tell someone, I like Boy Throb, and they're gonna be like, well, what is that? You know, that's the bit that I think is really getting to me, because again, we have their fandom base, which is referred to as either Throbbers or Throb Mob, and those are terrible. Those are not fun. So my suggestion, which I'm sure everyone has really requested, is a rebrand in terms of naming. because I've heard clips of Number One Boy, and that's actually pretty good. At least the portion I've heard is like catchy. Like I'd be like, that's a boy band song. But like Can't Stop the Throb, I haven't heard that, and I don't think I want to. And I won't pull it up because I don't know how aggressive they are with copywriting. I don't know if they'd get me for that. Me and my 27 subscribers, they'd come and get all of us. That's how that works. They actually personally show up to every single one of our houses and go, you now have to watch the music video 6 times. Those are the rules. Anyways, that's all I have to say today. So now I'm just gonna ramble about me. So if you don't want to hear that, you can dip. It's okay. I had my second day of work today. I was still bagging groceries. I am sleepy. I'm not tired because I was like doing work. Well, a little bit, but like also because I go to work at 10 a.m. which isn't early. I'm not complaining about that either. But I freak myself out and I'm like, I have to have time in the morning, like before I go. Like I have to be up and just be like enjoying myself for a little bit. So I've been getting up at like 7 a.m. and then I go and I work and then I stay up until like 11. And I have severe difficulty falling asleep. It takes me a really long time. So I'm cutting down my sleep time to like, I think I got 6 hours last night. So it's just like progressively getting bad sleep, and then I'm bagging groceries, so I'm like pulling all this stuff over and putting it in their carts and stuff. So it's just, I'm complaining about a minimum wage job, to be honest. So like, anyway, I don't work Tuesday and Wednesday. So my plan is I'm going to come up with some ideas, write some scripts. So if you have any things you want to talk to me about, want me to talk about, let me know. Yeah, I have a headache. I am tired, so apologies for short video. I do think I was more organized today than I was yesterday. So improvements are what they are. Also, apologies for yesterday's video coming out later. I didn't plan to do that, but my sister came over to the house, and so I didn't want her to know. It's a super secret in terms of who in my actual life knows. Anyway, I hope every one of you has a good day. You don't have to stay here anymore, which I already kind of released you, but also my dog. One of these days, I'm gonna figure out a way to do this so that way I don't have to crop it, because I'm really hoping you've been able to see her in all of these, otherwise I look like an idiot. I swear she's there. Maybe it'll just be as simple as turning my phone the other direction. That would probably be a good start. But then I'd have to get something else to stand it on. So maybe that'll be tomorrow's adventure. But I hope all of you have a good day, and I hope I see you all again. Peace.